Please be seated. Calon Lân ringing out, I feel like I'm at the Principality Stadium watching the rugby. Here we are. Prynhawn a chroeso I Gaerdydd. Good afternoon, welcome to Cardiff, to the Utilita Arena and to our 2024 graduation ceremonies. My name is Jason Mohammed and I'm a Pro-Chancellor at Cardiff University and very proud to say so too. May I offer a warm Welsh welcome to family, friends and supporters, also to our honorary fellow and of course to you, the class of 2024. It is a real privilege to be here today to celebrate this momentous occasion with you. Some years ago, correct that, many years ago, I was sat in those seats too. So I know you'll be feeling proud, excited, and maybe a little nervous. But today is all about you, as we celebrate the extraordinary achievements of students in our School of Journalism, Media and Culture, and the School of Modern Languages. Acquiring a university education is no mean feat, so I commend not only you, but your families for not only securing a place at Cardiff University in the first place, but the dedication and commitment that you have demonstrated to get to this place today. Those of you studying journalism, media and culture are about to graduate from one of the most prestigious journalism and media schools in the UK. We hope that your time here has been an intellectual and character developing experience. You'll have gained the ability to research, write and critique according to the highest academic standards. You will also recognize the importance of preparation, meeting deadlines, and most importantly, you leave us as citizens better prepared for a life in a media-dominated world. A final message from your school: wear your learning proudly, always with humility. Be kind and don't be late for studio. Those of you in our School of Modern Languages have not only pursued your interest in languages, but also made a huge contribution to the university, inspiring and promoting learning languages. You've been modern foreign language mentors, student ambassadors, and as final year students undertaken language teaching placements in secondary schools, helping shape the next generation of students. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for your school. Whilst you've been here, you have been taught by world-leading scholars, some of the brightest minds on the planet. And now it is your turn. Your Cardiff qualification tells the world you are ambitious, passionate, and you have a brilliant mind. So embark on that next stage of your journey with all the confidence that that brings. For many of you today, I have no doubt it may be tinged with sadness as you say goodbye to Cardiff, Caerdydd. This vibrant, beautiful, colourful, diverse city has been the backdrop of your journey through university. And I say that as a very proud Ely boy, a Cardiffian through and through. But of course, the charm and character of Cardiff is very difficult to give up. Some of you may have, I hope, already decided to stay in Cardiff and call this city home for the foreseeable future, whether it's through work or indeed through study. And if you want to follow Cardiff City Football Club, we'd love to see you down the city for the opening game against Sunderland next season. Either way, as you cross this stage in a short while and step foot outside the front door of this arena, you'll be doing so as a Cardiff graduate and a member of our wonderful alumni. You know, Cardiff University will always be your university, so wherever life takes you, we hope you become a flag bearer for this wonderful, this fabulous institution, and carry forward our values of kindness and generosity of spirit. We ask that you stay in touch. Please come back and visit us and share your experience of Cardiff University with the world. And remember, it's never Chippy Lane. It's never Chippy Lane. It's always Caroline Street. We ask that you stay in touch with us, please. And also, I ask that you sit back, relax, enjoy the ceremony, and savor this moment. It is another special memory to add to the collection of your time with us, and your graduation, I am sure, will be something you can fondly look back on in the years to come. I now have the pleasure of introducing Hannah Pearce. Hannah will read the proclamation and a poem by Wales's inaugural national poet, Gwyneth Lewis. Many of you will have encountered Gwyneth's wonderful work in the form of the 6-foot-high words, thought to be the biggest poem in the world, on the front of the Wales Millennium Centre. Gwyneth has been writer-in-residence at the University's School of Physics and Astronomy and is now an honorary fellow. The poem Education was specially commissioned by Cardiff University. Thank you so much. Diolch o galon.
Education by Gwyneth Lewis. Beiddia feiddio, gwellhad a wneud. Myna geisio, parch a ddweud. Traws newidiad fydd dy glod. Dy ddyfodol, mentro bod. Learning's a passport that returns you home a better person. It permits you to dare being daring. Makes you secure with not knowing everything. Helps you welcome some failure. Forges an alloy with others' thinking. It is simple delight in mind and its motions. Scintillates, but isn't deceptive. Admits the joy of institutes is the open road to everywhere but bigotry. It's the shortest distance between you and me, and if you're lucky, it never ends. I will now read the proclamation, first in Welsh and then in English. Nerth gwlad I gwybodau. Boed hysbys I holl aelodau'r Brifysgol ac ar hyd a lled y byd fod cynulliad o Brifysgol Caerdydd yn cael ei gynnal heddiw ym Mhrifddinas Cymru. O dan awdurdod Siarter Frenhinol y Brifysgol, mae'r cynulliad hwn yn cyfarfod i dderbyn y myfyrwyr, sydd yn rhynwedd i hastudiaethau a'i hysgolheictod, wedi'i harholi'n briodol yn unol â statudau'r Brifysgol, ac wedi'i cael yn deilwng o'i graddau. Wrth ddathlu llwyddiant y rhai sy'n graddio yn y cynulliad hwn, fe'i hatgoffon o'i cyfrifoldeb i gyfrannu o werthoedd y Brifysgol hon. Nod iddynt hwy yw ceisio drwy eu cyflawniadau wasanaethu lles pawb. Ymdrechu i sicrhau rhagoriaeth ym mhob peth ac yn boeni am ddyfodol ein byd. Gwrandewch yn awchus ar ddoethineb, gan ei fod yn cynnig gobaith a gwirionedd ym mhob cenhedlaeth. Nerth gwlad I gwybodau. A nation's strength is in its learning. Let it be known to all members of the university and throughout the world that today, in the capital city of Wales, a congregation of Cardiff University is taking place. Under the authority of the university's Royal Charter, this congregation meets to receive those students who, by virtue of their studies and scholarship, have been appropriately examined according to the statutes of the university and found worthy of their degrees. We celebrate the success of those who graduate in this congregation, and in doing so, remind them of their responsibility to share in the values of this university. It is for them to seek to their achievements, to serve the common good, to strive for excellence on all things, and care for the future of our world. Be attentive to wisdom, for it offers hope and truth in every generation.
Noswaith dda, Dei Owen dwi eich is-lywydd Iaith, Diwylliant a Chymuned Cymru yn eich undeb myfyrwyr. I'm Dei Owen, your Vice President, Welsh Language, Community and Culture at your Students' Union. Caerdydd, mae hi'n fraint i'ch cyfarch chi heddiw. Cyfle I ddathlu'r hyn rydych chi wedi'w gyflawni o fewn eich amser yn y studio yma. It's truly an honour to celebrate with you everything that you've achieved during your time here at Cardiff, something that will stay with you forever. For many of you, today marks the end of an era and the beginning of the next chapter of your life. At the beginning of this journey, many of you would have been faced with the exciting but daunting prospect of moving away from home, whether that be Pwllheli, Portsmouth or Peru, making new friends and perhaps living independently for the first time. None of these are easy feats, and so for that, I congratulate you. Wrth i ti edrych yn ôl ar dy gyfnod yn astudio yma, cofio'r holl nosweithiau fues ti gyda dy ffrindiau yn dawnsio yng nghlwybr bach nes oriau ma yn y bore, neu'n siarad drwy dy het dros baned o de. Dy stori di ydy hwn. A ti sydd yn ysgrifennu'r benod nesaf, a mae dy lwyddiannau da ni'n ei ddathlu heddiw yn dyst o dy waith caled, ymrwymiad ac aberthiadau er mwyn cyrraedd lle rwy ti heddiw. The experiences, opportunities and relationships that you have had, experienced and developed here have made you into the graduate and person that you are today. As you reflect on your time here, let's acknowledge the hard work and dedication that brought you to this moment. It's not just about the degrees you hold, but the friendships you've made, the lessons you've learned and the growth you've experienced. You may not know exactly what you're doing next, but as you step into the next chapter, carry with you the reliance you've developed and the memories you've cherished. Face the future with confidence, knowing that you're equipped to tackle whatever comes your way. May your care be ever for the good name of our university and the well-being of our world. Congratulations, class of 2024. Llongyfarchiadau dosbarth 2024.
Noswaith dda iawn i chi gyd. Good evening all. Fe enw i yw'r athro Damien Wolford-Davies, a fi yw provost a dirprwy is-gynghellor Prifysgol Caerdydd. My name is Professor Damien Wolford-Davies. I'm the Provost and Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Cardiff University. And I'm delighted to say that my job this evening is very simple. It is to warmly welcome all students to receive their award at a particular moment, which I hope you'll agree will be a very dramatic one, and I'll say a bit more about that moment in a moment. A word, first of all, about noise. I'm sorry to say this, but we like it. We want more of it. So please do celebrate the achievement of our students as they cross the stage by clapping or cheering or hollering or whooping or whatever you have to do to sear this moment in your memories. Keep it classy, but you know what you need to do. A word about clapping. Clapping is good. You need to be resilient, as my colleagues on the stage will need to be resilient as well, because we don't want to break. Because each student coming across this stage will be on their own journey, and it's a long way to go. It's a fair way. So keep up the energy and keep up your resilience, if you would. Diolch yn fawr iawn. I promised a word about that archetypal, in many ways, moment. So once all the students for each award have crossed the stage and have returned to their seats, I will ask you to stand. And at this point in the ceremony, and at other equivalent times, as you'll notice, it's a tradition for the university for me to speak in what is my own first language, Welsh, to receive each group of graduates to their award. And the Welsh formula, if you like, that I will use runs something like this. Through the authority conferred upon me by the university, I receive you to your award with all the privileges this confers. Congratulations. In Welsh, trwy'r awdurdod a roddwyd I mi gan y Brifysgol, derbyniaf chi i'ch dyfarniad ar holl freintiau a ddaw yn ei sgil llongyfarchiadau. So listen out for that one. Can I now introduce Professor Matt Walsh, Head of the School of Journalism, Media and Culture, who will present the students for their undergraduate awards. Matt.
I, Dr. John Jewell, introduce those who have received the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Sangari Nathan. Katrina Celine Aguilar. Rahav Ali. Pilar Albert Paris. Lewis Atkinson. Jasmine Baines. Connor Ball. Gwendolyn Iris Baring. Carolina Barton. Maya Batakan. Holly May Beaumont. Lucy Jane Beatson. Jake Bell Watson. Konstantin Bell Stoinev. Alfie Bennett. Joseph Bickle. Nathan Bipsam. Olivia Louise Bogo. Selma Vikine Brarud. Jamie Brennan. Scarlett Clementine Bromelo. Natasha Louise Buck. Leichen Chow. Siahan Sao. Scarlett Carpenter. Penying Chang. Ka Yi Chow. Ruchian Chen. Zehelin Chen Ujeremy. Aiden Chi H. Hin Choi. Jamie Bryan Church. Keris Clark. Matthew Clayton. Chloe Kutsia. Charlotte Hope Coker. Lydia Eve Coe. Cicely Cooper. Isabel Coots. Charlotte Croxford. Ying Dai. Jack Alexander Darlington. Tamara Davis. Taylor Louise Davis. Georgina Davis. Sampriti Dutta. Eleanor Edwards. Noor Ehsan. Lina El Gamri. Gabriela Estrada Castillon. Iruna Ferguson. Samuel Fisher. Sophie Flesher. Isabel Flynn. Caris Ford. Gemma Friel. Ed Gent. Tala Gazal. Rhiannon Gott. Dylan Green. Caitlin Louise Griffiths. Bethan May Gwynn. Sophia Harpany. Daniela Akanwa. Bronwyn Gabrielle Haraway. George Arthur Harris. Sophie Andrea Harvard. Elise Teresa May Heller. Amelia Hemmings. Jake Paul. Sophie Holden. Araya Holman. Ellie Hudson. Bronwyn Elizabeth Hughes. Ellie Nicole Huntley. Jessica Hurley. Michael Louis Hurley. Francesca Robin Hinley. Lewis Jackson. Wilf James. Victoria Paulina Jaswinska. Samuel G. Mia Jobson. Evan Johnson Charteris. Zubin Rees Jones. Benjamin Judd. Harriet Victoria Poppy Kilman. Rory Lagan. Kate Landers. Tom Lewis. Holly Lovesey. A.J. Chinui Louis. Lily Mackay. Caitlin Maguire. Joshua Mayers. Joshua Marriott. Madeline Chloe McCabe Smith. Daisy Kate McCarthy. Chloe Milne. Lena Zahara Arabia Mohammed. Sydney Alice Morgan. Ivy Morris. Twyla Morris. Darcy Newell. Alice Emily Nichol. Cecile Nonna. Thomas Oakley. Rachel O'Bray. Janelle Osei. Elizabeth Pierce. Megan Phillip. Ben Phillips. Robin Pierce. Alexander Ponting. Aluna Precious. Charlie Price. Eleanor Pyman. Garward Cade. Leah Victoria Quinn. Rachel Raji. Esha Ratan. Tegan Danielle Rees. Abby Reeves. Gemma Roberts. Rebecca Roberts. Bethan Rebecca Rock. Valerie Roman. Nellie Russell. Ella Sankey. Sebastian Sargent. Leah Scholler. Rida Shafiq Rahman. Freddie Shepherd. Imogen Vivienne Sheridan. Alania Smith. Jamie Andrew Smith. Joshua James Smith. Austin Sparks. Millie Jane Stacey. Catherine Alice Stevens. Asra Sudi. Ree-Ann Talling. Verlaine Tan Yu Shuen. Holly Angharad Thomas. Claudia Titcomb. Ed Tomlin. Jessica Kate Tomlinson. Xavier Treacher. Cami Tristana Valer. Ellis Verinda. Georgina Vince. Vivian Chang. Chloe Isabel Wall. Erin Walsh. Ji Shoan Wang. Oliver Christian Dennis Waskett. Lewis William John Webb. Emily West. Bethany Whiffen. Caris Harve Williams. Liam George Williams. Rebecca Elise Williams. Mia Wilson. Jack Yarwood. Kelsey Yuan.
I, Professor David Clark, introduce those who have received the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Salman Abdul Rahman. Matilda Catherine Ansell. Maria Alice Armstrong. Mia Bagdasarian. Natalia Carolina Bayer. Rhiannon Batley. Matthew Mark Bishop. Madeline Mary Boyle. Jessica Brooks. Lucy Brown. Isabel Brown. Eloise Victoria Burke. Amy Louise Cartledge. Harry Champion. Fihela Fatima Chowdhury. Melody Chan. Ellie Louise Cleary. Jasmine Koth. Francesca Coffey. Gavin Coleman. Thomas Comben. Argyle Quino Rice. Catherine Ann Muir-Cowan. Harriet Jennifer Cox. Jade Curtis. Alicia D'Ambrosia. Natasha Davey. Toby Russell Niall Daw. Mariama Diallo. Layla Francis Doherty. Oti Durant. Nubil Albark Louis. Rhiannon Louisa Foster Evans. Lauren Fern. Louisa Flaherty. Emily Swelin Foster. Dylan Fowler. Jonathan Fox. Orla Gamble. Mabel Garden-Jones. Jessica Gomez-Rodriguez. Victoria Gegashita. Maya Hiskovka. Olivia Hamilton. Connor David Heaney. Catherine Louise Haggerty. Louis Charles Hugh Miles. Laura Rowan Hurst. Anna Valdry Hughes-Sieber. Emily Jackson. Fleur Jacobs. Harry Jenkins. Harold David William Jessup. Bronwyn Urevshikas. Phoebe Sarah Keepins. Joshua Kentish. Isabella King, Mary Kirk, Natalia Kolkikova, Dominic George Kuiper-Leach, Sora Lee, Tia Liu, Ryan Leroy, Jake Lewis, Sarah Lewis, Cecily Longhurst, Annabelle Lewis, Rosa McKay, Megan Eleanor McCullough, Julian Paul McGann, Daisy McMullen, Darcy Miller, Romana Bianca Molnar, Sophie Moritova, Peter James O'Brien, Georgia Odell, Yomle Odonka. Sorry? Esther. Okay, sorry about that. Esther Yomle Odonka. Jemima Claire Osborne. Vita Owens. Erin Rachel Payne. Emily Platt. Alicia Yanis Johnson. Kyle James Pritchard. Eloise Prophet. Liam Rafferty. Fiona Julian Reid. Leonie Robinson. Margojota Rodziska. Jack Saunders. Molly Scott. Elizabeth Selly. Monica Lee Sergi. Sakshi Shonak. Sarah Philippa Matthias Shepley. Christine Genna Small. Nellie May Smedmore. Bethany Elizabeth Smith. Jemima Smith. Tobias Smith. Grace Oliver Stead. Henry Stevenson. Finley James Stewart. Alessandro Martin Scarfo. Megan Smigmons. Cengiz Arbo. Amy Taylor. Megan Thomas. Alex Tracy. Joseph Richard Samuel Tyler. Heather Walsh. Izzy White. Leo Williams. Nina Mae Williams. Olivia Yolande Voitas. Poppy Amelia Colpus Wright. Caitlin Rowe. Alexandra Chiotia. Thank you. Mitali Puja. I, Professor David Clark, introduce those who have received the degree of Bachelor of Science. Thomas Byrne. Dylan Harry Cross. The Deputy Vice-Chancellor will now confer the award.
So as those last students are just making their way back, apologies, it was my colleague John Jewell rather than Matt Walsh who stepped up first. Thank you. There were some cries there from the very edge of human vocal performance. We need more of that kind of thing. A wnaeth pob myfyriwr sy'n newydd groesi'r llwyfan sefyll os gwelwch yn dda, with all the students who have just crossed the stage Please stand. Diolch yn fawr. You'll all have to just do all of that again, because I haven't done it yet. Quite. Trwy'r awdurdod a roddwyd I mi gan y Brifysgol, derbyniaf chi i'ch dyfarniad a'r holl freintiau a ddaw yn ei sgil. Llongyfarchiadau, congratulations.
I, Professor Irfan Khalik, introduce those who have received the postgraduate diploma. Edward Burnett. Sona Das. Lauren Hoey. Nicole Lindsay. I, Professor Irfan Khalik, introduce those who have received the degree of Master of Arts. Bridie Hazel and Harrod Adams. Abir Ahmed. Shamila Akhtar. Ellen Alexander. Nuria Ali Yaskarova. Al-Bandari Al-Omani. Akmal Binti Ar-Ziman. Agnes Asigo. Tom William McPherson Atkins. Poppy Lobelia Kinhilda Atkinson Gibson. Rachel Baker. Serena Balassi. Alexandra Rhodes Banfi. Georgia Mai Bates. Firial Ben Amir. Nurul Farkiya Binti Abdul Rashid. Asma Aziz. Shimamimi Sauruddin. Nayum Bolt. Arno Cedric Henry Buanga. Mateus Ethan James Bridge. Iona Brunkard. Sobia Bushra. Jasmine Cardiff. Holly Chapman. Suchita Chaurasia. Samruddhi Arvind Chamburkar. Rung Hui Shen. Bayu Petty Shu. Priyanka Chaudhary. Hazel Christian. Dylan Clark. Adam Cleary. Eve Alexandra Coleman. Olivia Daisy May Coles. Victoria Chelnik. Sarah Dalton. Frances Elizabeth Daniels. Mary De Silva. Zhuhan Deng. Shri Yog Deshpande. Anastasia Dolva. Sherman Borgin. Ru Lindu. Ed Griffin Dunford. Anech Diffry. Anes Non Airug. Olachi Joy Enigalu. John Evans. Lucy Caitlin Evans. Jared Evans. Sam Firebend. Rebecca Louise Ford. Ellie Frierson. Maggie Gannon. Natasha Gautier. Hannah Leila Omar Ghazal. Lily Gray. Emily Mary Gill. Aaron David Griffin. Soumya Gupta. Shrutiya Gupta. Shrishti Gupta. Daniel Max Frank Hartill. Lauren Georgia Hegarty. Lizzie Heseltine Smith. Thomas Hicks. Katie Hill. Abby Hillier. Victoria Hollins. Harriet Horgan. Yu Xiao Hu. Angel Shi Yun Huang. Yu Shi Huang. Pranjil Hosei. Nadila Hussain. Olivia Hassel. Abdullah Ibrahim. Sophie Irving. J. Mohammed Shah bin Iskandar Shah. Zhu Zhongzhang. Priyanka Jani. Sajbir Singh Jaspal. Nirmal Javed. Ryan Jewell. Lu Lin Jin. Benjamin Thomas Jones. Deo Morgan Jones. Adiane Jones. Manon Half Jones. Reese Lloyd Jones. Gong Xuan Kang. Yuri Kano. Luke Keohane. Hafsa Khatib. Ellen May Jones-Knight. Tom Knight-Owen. Sylvia Kuchenska. Chen Yu Kyo. Olga Sofia Kurzel. Kurzel. Olga Sofia Kurzel. Thank you. Thank you. Tobias Lagos. Akshita Lakival. Prasanna Joshi. Kira Elizabeth Lamb. Emma Lawn. Oliver Leader Dissack. Jasmine Limeri. Catherine Lewis. Emily Victoria Lyshon. Sophie Lyshon. Ella Lloyd. Abigail Gemma Bowe Long. Connor Love. Jay Yi Lu. Follow that. Okay. Mr. Aina James McKee. Kate Alexis Marks. Rachel Katie Marley. Inga Poppy Marsden. Hannah Catherine Martin. Chaitri Mirotra. Georgia Elise Meredith. Matthew Mills. Tassi Avril Mutika. Is that an M? Sarah Mudiaga. Alva Murphy. Shri Charan. Zenia Nakvi. Mabel Ung Can Lin. Grace Nichols. Adebakola Karen Orlatuneji. Ayodiji Olunumuyu. Molly Openshaw. Ellen Wynne Owen. Lucy Partridge. Jessica Payne. Aaron Mark Belcom. Josh Penner. Shri Lestari Inda Permatasari. Tanya Pishart. Samuel Portillo. Maria Kathleen Prendeville. Rachel and Harrod Julia Quick. Noor Amira Izati Ramzi. Sagar Ranga Raju. Pranav Ravi Rao. Alfie Reynolds. Lizzie Richards. Gracie Richmond. Iona Roberts. Rachel Lucy Robinson. Thomas Rogers. Mega Roy. Derry Elizabeth Salter. Ronja Sen Gupta. Shatakshi. Shaurya. Anna Shepherd. And Vince Laith. Emily Smith. Stephen Stanley. Yu Sun. Sharifa Amira binti Syed Abdullah. Colum James Liang Ping Tan. And Harrod Thomas. Jessica Thomas. Mitchell Thorngate. Xu Shui Tan. Angus Richard Tiffin. Kyle J. William Traylor. Sahana Vijaya Raghavan. Kudrat Kaur Virdi. Jiaji Wang. Bethan Wild. Bethan Williams. Phoebe Williams. Ronan Williams. Tiana Jemima Williams. Amber Jasmine Wisteria. Raymond Wu Shui Wei. Elizabeth Wiley. River Ye. Alexandria Yeardley. Denise Yousafzain Moghadam. Anshi Zhuan. Daelong Zhuhu. Erin Zamet. Lujuia Zhuan. Meng Zhou. Zhengzhu Zhu. Xijin Zhu. I, Professor Irfan Khalik, introduce those who have received the degree of Master of Science. Zoe Craig. Meher Gill. Stefania Gozet Arias. Vaishali Pandian. Tanusha Ratnam. Aryan Vakili. Go Yoshida. Melissa Zhou. I, Professor Irfan Khalik, introduce those who have received the degree of Master of Philosophy. Madeline Phillips. The following students to be presented have achieved a doctoral degree, and in recognition of their achievements and research, they will be presented to the presiding officers who will doff in return.
I think what I'll do first is confer the PGT awards. I'm glad we had bubbles. It's going to be one of those defining bookmark moments as you scroll through the video, isn't it? I was the one 10 before the bubbles, I was the one immediately after the bubbles. I'm going to ask all those who have crossed the stage in a moment to stand, and if you would reserve your clapping for after the conferment of the award, that's how we'll do it this time. A wnaeth pob myfyriwr sy'n newydd groesi'r llwyfan sefyll os gwelwch yn dda. Would all the students who have just crossed the stage please stand? Trwy'r awdurdod a roddwyd i mi gan y Brifysgol, derbyniaf chi i'ch dyfarniad a'r holl freintiau a ddaw yn ei sgil. Llongyfarchiadau, congratulations. Diolch yn fawr iawn.
I'll start again. The following students to be presented have achieved a doctoral degree, and in recognition of their achievements and research, they will be presented to the presiding officers who will doff in return. I, Professor Urfan Khalik, introduce those who have received the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Abdulaziz Mansoor Al-Khudairi. Dr. Ellen Arvon. Dr. Leile Bau. Dr. Vaisal Bozan. Dr. Hannah Fells. Dr. Ara Bethan Jepson. Dr. Anya Richards. Dr. Lin Xin Wang. Dr. Samuel Young. The Deputy Vice-Chancellor will now confer the award.
A wnaeth pawb sy'n newydd groesi'r llwyfan sefyll os gwelwch yn dda. Would all the students who have just crossed the stage please stand? Trwy'r awdurdod a roddwyd i mi gan y Brifysgol, derbyniaf chi i'ch dyfarniad a'r holl freintiau a ddaw yn ei sgil. Llongyfarchiadau, congratulations.
Pranam da, Bob. Good afternoon, everyone. We now come to the part of the ceremony that celebrates distinguished people for outstanding contributions within their field and to society, to Cardiff, to Wales, and to the world. And it's my great pleasure to tell you that today's honorary fellow is Emma Barnett. Emma, like you, will be recognised and rewarded. Her success is part of your day's success. That recognition is given through the award of Honorary Fellowship of Cardiff University. Now, Emma is an award-winning broadcaster and journalist who recently joined the presenting team on Radio 4's Today programme, the most listened to breakfast radio news programme in the UK. Previously, Emma presented Woman's Hour on BBC Radio 4, the longest-running women's programme in the world, and the BBC's most downloaded show for podcast. She has twice been named the UK's best speech radio presenter by ARIAS, the radio industry's awards body. Other accolades include being named Digital Journalist of the Year, Best Newcomer, and Broadcaster of the Year. Well known for her agenda-setting interviews and scoops delivered in her warm but forensic manner, Emma has welcomed, along with many others, Queens and Prime Ministers, pop stars and political prisoners to talk over their issues with her over the airwaves. As well as this, she also hosts an international interview television series for Bloomberg called Emma Barnett Meets. She writes a newsletter called Trying and also a column for the Eye newspaper. Emma has also previously presented BBC Two's Newsnight and her eponymous 3-hour daily morning news programme on BBC Radio 5 Live. In 2019, Emma's book, Period, It's About Bloody Time, was released, which covered her experience of endometriosis. She is a proud patron of SmartWorks, the charity helping economically disadvantaged women back into the workplace through styling and interview training. So we are very, very proud to say that Emma is a graduate of Cardiff University School of Journalism, Media and Culture. And I will now present this distinguished individual who is to be awarded an honorary fellowship of Cardiff University.
Trwy'r awdurdod aroddwyd I mi gan y Cyngor, derbyniaf chi fel cymrawd Anrhydedd Prifysgol Caerdydd. Llongyfarchiadau.
Hello, class of 2024. What a delight to be here. Congratulations. I'm told it's 16 years to the day since I received my degree, my postgraduate diploma in magazine journalism. The hat has improved, let me tell you. I still have yet to work for a magazine, despite that being the bit that I chose to do. But I have worked for newspapers, TV, radio. And I have to tell you, I never got my 100 words per minute shorthand for those of you who have gone through that part of your training. I only got to 90 words per minute. I blame being left-handed. But I've still been able to be a journalist. Thank you to the person who also didn't get that. I greatly remember Cardiff for many things, not least for it giving me my very best friend. And also, I called it Chip Alley. But being a Mancunian, as long as it had salt and vinegar, none of this gravy, curry sauce, whatever, or Caerphilly cheese, I was in. I had many brilliant times here. I learnt a great deal. But I have to say, when I was thinking about being in your shoes, and I've only been given a very short few seconds to speak here, really, and I should say I didn't write anything. I wanted to see how it felt today. I wanted to be with you, and I've been really inspired by you, the bubbles, the footwear, the various ways you've looked at each other. But I was really impatient. I wanted to get out there, I wanted to see, I wanted to be, I wanted to love, live, I wanted to work. I also remember I wanted to earn. I needed to earn. And you know what? I just thought I couldn't stand here, especially to those of you looking at media as a career, and not be honest about how challenging the landscape is. You are going to need every ounce of the energy, even if you're not going into media. It's challenging, I know, generally. The energy that you have. There's a unique energy right now in you because you've just graduated. Everything's possible, anything's there, and you're going to need it because some of you, despite what you are, despite how brilliant you are, the thing that you want to do might have to be your side thing for a while and you earn your money elsewhere. And I just wanted to say that because I feel that's not often addressed, and how we live and how we can make a living is so important to our quality of life, but wrongly sense of self, because especially at the beginning, it's pretty tough. So I am so excited for you, but I wanted to have that dose of pragmatism, realism. I also wanted to say, please be curious enough to ask brilliant questions, but crucially, please listen to the answers. Listening is where it's at, and not enough people do it. They're already thinking of what they want to say next, or they're looking at their phone. Listen. Make excellent cups of tea wherever you end up. 3 minutes is how long you need to brew the perfect cup of tea. I am Northern. I will not be argued with on this point. And believe me, it will make you friends everywhere. Forget the coffee drinkers. They've got all their own isms. Tea works. And it's not a letter anymore. It's an email. But thank you, emails. Emails to end anything. Remember things about people. I have supported football teams briefly just to get close to somebody who seems to have the power. You will need to learn things about those around you because you're curious, but also to be able to connect with them. Please do so. I wanted to say, in particular, if everybody's going this way, don't be afraid to go this way. And particularly to my women out there, take up the space. You deserve it. You're going to need to take up a little more than you think. You're going to need to find your voice. I have a son, I have a daughter, and I'm still going to say that to you. And please, please remember this energy. Use it, deploy it, go have a lot of fun. Thank you.
Emma, thank you very much indeed. As we say here in Wales, llongyfarchiadau mawr, absolutely wonderful. You are now very much part of the Cardiff University alumni community. Regular listeners to BBC Radio 5 Live will know that we were on the same radio station at the same time, but whereas Emma was very much leading the news and agenda setting the news and setting the tone of the radio station on her show, I was arguing with football fans on 606 every Saturday evening. So congratulations, Emma. Cardiff alumni are great global citizens. Some are activists with high profiles. Others are quiet, solid contributors to their communities. Cardiff has given you more than just a degree. You've been encouraged to ask questions and challenge conventional wisdom. You've shown willingness, determination and spirit, the real hallmarks of a Cardiff University graduate. The Welsh word, hiraeth, is a beautiful word, one of my favourite words in Welsh. And it's made for moments like this. It conveys a real sense of place, a belonging, of memories, of friends and family. And I really hope that you keep hiraeth in your hearts. Before we close the ceremony, there's one last Cardiff University tradition that we need to uphold. We're very proud of that here in Cardiff. Ni mor falch o'r traddodiad. You've been supported by your family, friends and lecturers throughout your degree. So now I'm going to ask the new graduates to stand because everyone in the hall made a lot of noise for you, and now it's your turn to say thank you and make a lot of noise to them. So can I please ask our new graduates to stand? And this is your opportunity. You lot stay quiet. Your opportunity. Everybody in the arena is ready. They've supported you every step of the way. Please now give them a huge round of applause. Thank you. Ardderchog, diolch yn fawr iawn. Please stay standing because I don't think that's loud enough, to be honest, after everything they've done for you. Come on. I know we're not in panto season yet. Anyway, so let's imagine that, I don't know, it's the 92nd minute and Cardiff City have scored a late winner. No, that's dreamland. That never happens. Let's not use that as an example. Let's imagine Wales have just scored a last-minute try at the Principality Stadium. So come on, raise it up for your family and friends. Here we go. That's better. Thank you so much. Please be seated. Thank you. Diolch o galon ardderchog. Now, to close our celebrations, here's a film welcoming you to our Cardiff University alumni family. Please enjoy Mwynhewch. At the end of the film, please stand as the platform party leaves and the ceremony draws to a close. Thank you so much for joining us today. I wish you every success. Congratulations once again. Llongyfarchiad y mawr. Diolch yn fawr iawn a phob lwc.
Take a look around you. Be welwch chi. What do you see? Class of 2024. Today we take stock of everything we've achieved and say thank you to those who always believed. So scroll through memories, cymryd selfies gyda'r besties, and stand up straight for the photographer. Say cheers. Today we remember how we got this far. The late nights and bright lights, and moments we didn't do as well as we might. Pob dyddiad cau, dyfal barhau, o weithio'n galed i'r dathliadau. Today we're rewarded for all the hard work that started way back with the first steps we took. Dropped at Talabont, Nghennydd, Aberdare or Aberconwy I ganol y freshers, heb wybod lle I fynd, heb nabod bob un, nes canfod ffrindiau oes yn neidiau hoff cytun. First dates.
Soulmates.
I'm gonna start crying at this rate. Today we're part of something that's hard to describe. The new class of an old tribe. A tradition that'll be there our whole lives, a network that continues to help us thrive. Years from now, we'll see someone with a badge on their tie or hear people on a bus shouting,
Cheese drive.
And we'll remember where we came from, where we came into our own, where we made our mark. Canfod Cartref, where we found a home. Today we make noise like it's the varsity game and count ourselves lucky we found people with the same interests, hobbies, byd o hiwmor nes bod ni'n ffoli. People who tried to shelter us with broken brollies. People who helped us find our limits and push them out the way. People who helped us get to this point.
On this day.
Today is a day we mark everything we've shared. A day we tell people just how much we cared, that they were always there, even when they couldn't be. Roedden ni'n gwybod y deiau eto hael lyfryn for all the long hours we've had to put in. We still had those nights that went right through till dawn, and days we dug deeper than ever before. So here's to those late night revisers and early risers, to sunny days that passed by in Butte Park, to that special someone who gave us that special spark and helped us to grow, to transform, to dream. Today's for that someone we're proud to have at our team. What happens tomorrow is whatever you choose. Go make news or break news, but absolutely refuse to be told that can't be done, because we've only just begun to make records and break records and make history and break history and say,
this is the world I want to see.
10,
20,
30,
40.
years from now, you'll look back on today and realise you've been by your side the whole way. But right now, right here, let's savour the moment and say, Llongyfarchiadau, congratulations. Let's get the celebrations underway. Take a moment, look around you. Be welwch chi. What do you see? We're Cardiff University. Croeso, welcome to your alumni community.
Thank you.